And a fastball.
Two out in the first, no score. Gene Michael, safe at first base. Yastrzemski legged it out. Now, I think that may be a perfect example of what Carl mentioned to me during spring training. He said that base hit past Alvarado. Clark taking the turn at first. Yastrzemski throws it in. The leadoff man is on for the Yankees. Horace last year. Peters is 10-14 against the Yankees lifetime. Hits one to right. Leffery going back. He can't get it. It'll be a ground rule double as Gary Peters comes through with a double into the Yankee bullpen, and Boston is in front 1-0 home against the Yankees. Base hit for Rico. Here comes Yaz with a second run. Scotty is taking that turn at third and being held by Pop on a double. Petrocelli whams a double down into the corner and left. Yastrzemski comes across the plate.
Better average is right-handed. I think 1 year he's hit better right-handed.
Peters got him with a foul-tipped third strike.
Doings here at the stadium. In the National League, the Mets and the Pirates are in the 10th inning, 3-3. Seaver has left for New York, but Blass is still in there for Pittsburgh.
I think that's Ron Taylor now for the Mets, Ned.
Right. Scotty bangs one to right center. There's his alley, and there's his base hit. All the way past Leffery. Scott has two. Scott wants three. Here's the throw, the slide. He's got three. Infield, 3/4 of the way in. Past third again. Rico trying for another double. And a ground rule double is called as Spectator knocks the ball. Scott scores. It's 3-0 Boston. And Rico has his second double of... Fair ball, past third. Caroming into left, that scores Petrocelli. Moses trying for two, the slide, and he is out of there. As the play is put on by Horace Clark. So Moses is having it. Tried him with a tough curveball, 1-2. No, it hit him. It was ruled that it hit him by Jim Hunterchip, the umpire. So that is going to be in there for a base hit. Yes, will go to the plate, and the runner will score. Gets away from Moses. Backed up by Barry Peters. Runners at second and third. That is going to be in there. A ground rule double, and 2 runs score. Kurt Blefary with a slice double down the left field line. 2 on in the 6th. Clark has had 2 hits and fouled out, 2 for 3. A nubber. Lee will go to first with it. Got him. And Bill Lee gets out of the trouble as Clark is retired.
Strike 3. Bill Lee fans him, and that is all in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on at the end of 8. Boston 4 and New York 3. Right back to Lee. Bill throws it over to first base, and the Red Sox have won their opener against the New York Yankees, and young Bill Lee has come out here this afternoon in the 6th inning and thrown 3 2/3 innings of 1-hit shutout relief to preserve a victory for Gary. Will hopefully handle the burden of the catching job for the Red Sox this year. Eddie Casco is hoping that Jerry Moses will be able to catch in the vicinity of 100 to 125 ball games. Batted .333 this spring, batted .304 a year ago. Alvarado gets back.
Ken, I was talking to Gene Michael before the game, and he's talking about he thought their ball club had improved themselves 50%.
There's a base hit. Alvarado goes around second. He's heading for third. Here's the throw by White. It's cut off. The throw down to second. And they've got Moses trapped. And he is tagged out. Alvarado hangs on a third.
Field is almost entirely in shadow now. Fair ball, past third. Caroming into left, that scores Petrocelli. Moses trying for two, the slide, and he is out of there. As the play is put on by Horace Clark. So Moses is having a terrible time on the bases, but he's got... As Petrocelli scores the second run of the inning, Cater, then the single and the error and the run. That is going to be in there. A ground rule double and 2 runs score. Kurt Blefary with a slice double down the left field line, bounced into the stands for the ground rule double. Gets 2 runs batted in, scoring Cater and Mercer. And there'll be a new pitcher as Lee Stang will be brought on. We'll be right back with more Red Sox action in a minute. Lee Stang. Lee is being brought into the game. A left-hander against New York in Yankee Stadium is what Casco wants. And here's a fellow who last year won his first major league game late in the year, was brought up from Pittsfield about just before midseason, and has pitched very well this spring. He has worked, in this spring he won 2 and lost none, pitched 14 innings and gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 12 and walked only 3. Gave up 13 hits in that time. He's got a variety of pitches, and he appears that he's a little faster this year than he was last. Took something off the curveball that time, almost a changeup, and Hansen was acquired late by the Yankees. Reggie Smith in center field having it. Runners holding.
From New London, struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and was hit by a pitch. He lines one into left center for a base hit. Cut off by Yaz. He fires it in. It's a single. So with 2 out in the Yankees' 7th, Ellis is on. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man. Strike 3, Bill Lee fans him, and that is all in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on at the end of 8, Boston 4 and New York 3. 4-3. Horace Clark has 2 hits and 4 trips. Alvarado to Scott, 1 away. Alvarado over to Scott. Popped to second and grounded out to third. Right back to Lee. Bill throws it over to first base, and the Red Sox have won their opener against the New York Yankees, and young Bill Lee has come out here this afternoon in the 6th inning and thrown 3 2/3 innings of one-hit shutout relief to preserve a victory for Gary Peters in an outstanding relief performance. Second baseman Cullen can't reach the ball. Smith is on first and holding there with a single. Reggie Smith, some of it is better than others. Popped up by Yastrzemski, and it drops in there. Smith winds up on third, Yastrzemski on second. Reggie was halfway between second and third. McMullen trying to catch the ball. Slow bounder down to Epstein. Smith scores. Yastrzemski goes to third, and Scott's. The pitch gets by, and here comes Yaz. A wild pitch. I'm sure it'll be scored.
Epstein struck out in the first. Uh-oh. Way out. And gone. Home run for Epstein. 2-1, Boston. Really got into that one.
It's no errors for Washington. Smith gets a base hit to left field. Frank Howard fielding the ball. Reggie holds at first base. A leadoff single for Smith. And that is his second hit. Out. Scott's up. George gets a base hit. Smith to second. He slipped going around second base. Would not have been able. Drive into left center field. Howard going over. He can't get there. Smith comes in to score. Scott goes to third. Petrocelli has a double. And it is 3-1 Boston, and that makes it possible. There's a fly ball to left field. Howard back. Scott tagging up, and he will score easily. He has the other runner. Sharply hit. Andrews makes a good play and throws him out at first base. He almost loved that ball. There's a drive into right center field. Smith and Canigliaro going over, and Tony C. makes the catch. Back to Lyle, over to Scott, and the game's over. So the Red Sox have beaten the Senators in their first meeting of the 1970 season. The final score, Boston 4 and Washington 1. And we'll be back with a rundown in just a moment.
This is it. You're playing out in the open.
Glad you told me that, John. I may try. Louis Alvarado, 1 for 11 this year. It bangs one to left field. It's a fair ball. Canigliaro around second. He's being waved on by Popowski. Brinkman has the ball. He throws. It's cut off by McMullen, and Boston leads 1-0. A double for Louis Alvarado down the line in left field. And
He was really dipping sand going around second base.
Moses hits a ball to an Unser. He can't get it, and here comes Alvarado, and there's no chance to get Louis. They threw the ball to second base. He was running, of course, with 2 men out. Bouncer over the mound. Bernie Allen making the throw in time. Fly ball down the line. It's a fair ball. Allen goes into second base. That was Mike Andrews who dived for.
One was wild, but listen, that's going to happen.
There's a base hit. Bernie Allen is coming home, and it's 2-1 Boston. Roseboro hits a ground ball single into center field. Strike 3. Unser does not strike out very much, but Siebert got him, and there are 2 men out here in the third. There she goes. Just no doubt about that one.
By the plate, Ned. From up here it did.
2-2 to Scott. Very high. Epstein going for it, and a fan gets in the way of it, and he's out. Interference by a fan, but they call him out anyway, saying he would have had.
But he had a chance. Petrocelli made a great play.
Rico to Andrews to Scott. Double play out of the inning. 6-4-3.
He played ball game in the whole lot thus far.
That's right. Kind you like to see. Tony blooping one to center field for a base hit. Unser having trouble, but Tony holds it first, and a 1-out. Well stroked toward left field. Howard can't get it. That's going to be in there. Extra bases for Alvarado. Tony coming home. No play by Brinkman. It is 4-3 Washington. Another run-producing double by little Louis Alvarado, and he hit it just about the same place he had his double in the second inning.
Attitude toward the game, and he works very hard.
And he's improved an awful lot.
Foul tips it into the mid. It's 1-2.
Well, I mean, his catching, he's throwing so much better than he did a couple of years ago. Last time we saw him all last year, but he really worked at it this spring. I have to admire a guy that goes out and did the things that this boy did.
He dunks this one, and he's got himself another base hit. Epstein, notice how he batted that ball back for Cullen, just to make sure, knowing that Tim was there, that he'd grab hold of it. So Moses gets himself a base hit.
But Tony was really carrying the mail. He was really dipping sand going around second base.
Moses hits a ball toward Unser. He can't get it, and here comes Alvarado, and there's no chance to get Louis. They threw the ball to second base.
Fellow, they say, if he can put it all together, think a little bit, maybe some kind of pitcher. He strikes out Lee May. 1 away. May out with McMullen up. Ball and 2 strikes to McMullen. Washington leading 4-3 in the 6th inning. Good pitch. Off-speed curveball. He had McMullen bamboozled, and Ken Brett has struck out the first 2 men to face him. Two down in the sixth. Bernie Allen coming up. He has double to right, and on deck is Roseboro and the Washington bench to follow. 2-2. Brett strikes out the side in the sixth. 1, 2, 3 they go. And after 6 innings, the score is Washington 4.
You saw the shift just then. Ball 1. Howard grounded to short, then hit a homer in the third and a force play in the fifth. There's the 3 men on the... Ground ball to Rico. Over to Scott, and
Howard would try to go to right field just to occupy the base, but I thought he would right there.
1-2.
Because you cannot score runs without base runners.
Strike 3.
Wow.
Epstein is out. Brett gets his 4th strikeout in 2 2/3 innings. Back in the third, he popped to second, and in the second, he grounded to second. Strike 1. There's a drive to right. Tony C.
He's there.
Makes the catch, and that is all for Washington in the 8th. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. And at the end of 8 full innings of play, the score is Washington 4 and Boston.
Strike 3. On the inside corner, Derek is out on strikes, and the inning is over. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left, and after 5...
In 3 innings of 1 hit, shutout relief, striking out 4. Schofield delivers a base hit. The duck is on as Lee May throws the ball in. Schofield leading off for the single. Slow bounder, McMullen charging in, throws Smith out. Andrews gets second base. So the runner on second. One ball, 2 strikes. There's Mike Andrews on second base for Boston. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. That's all for the Red Sox and Boston 3, and we'll be back with a rundown in just a moment.
There's a drive toward right that may drop in front Canigliaro, and it's a base hit for Gutierrez. A single to right field. The outfield footing, it's 325. There's a drive into left field. Left fielder coming over to try and hold it to a single, and he will. Willie Horton got to that in a hurry. Reggie, the Atlanta Braves. K-line very deep and right. The wind is blowing against left-handed batters. There's a drive toward center. It's deep. Going way back. Northrup. He is looking. It is gone. Detroit nothing. Figures, for example, but it certainly was an indication that he was ready to come back. Nagy has been kneeling in the on-deck circle now for seems like 4 or 5 minutes. Jerry Moses hits a ground ball into right field behind the runner. Andrews going for third. Let's see if he makes the turn. Kaline had to come way in. The cutoff is taken by Cash and Wally Moses. Jerry Moses. 1 man out. In the bottom half of the second, the Sox lead 2-0. Yaz hit a 2-run homer in the first, if you just turned us on. Ground ball back through the middle. Base hit. Moses for third, and Nagy has made quite a debut. The Orioles and the Yankees scoreless after 1. There's a sharp one-hopper to Rico. The throw is hard and on the button. Red Sox 3-0. In the middle of the third, it's Boston 3, Detroit nothing. We'll be right back with more Red Sox action in a minute. 40 to 250. Sharp ground ball past Petrocelli for a base hit for Willie Horton. Yastrzemski has it. So the Tigers, with 1 out, have a something or other here in the top half of the 4th inning. The 3-1 pitch. Sharp drive to center field, and on the hop, Reggie Smith has to play it safe. And 2 runs have come in, and it's 3-2. Reggie made a move for a moment as though he would try to grab that, but it was hit too low. He had no chance. Half at Fenway Park. The Red Sox 3, Detroit Tigers 2. Creating quite a haze as it passes through the light towers. Drive to right field, base hit, at least 1. Tony is over there. The ball rolls quickly to a stop in the wet turf, and Kaline is held at first base. Second. He's going. Long drive to right field. Looks like it's gone. Home run for Norm Cash, and the Tigers lead. That went into the Tiger bullpen right at the barrier that separates it from the Red Sox bullpen, and Detroit, on Norm Cash's 5th home run, has gone out in front. John Wirt, the third baseman, and the pitcher, McRae, and leadoff batter Dick McAuliffe. Detroit is leading 4-3. Jarvis is 0-1. His earned run average is 1.74. It's a fair ball off the barrier. Yaz hustles in, and he'll hold it to a single. But Wirt hits a shot right over the third base bag and has a base hit. After 3 innings, Milwaukee won Kansas City nothing at the end of 1. Ground ball to the right side, through into right field. So Gary Peters gets his second hit of the game, a single to right. And despite the heat, he's going to put that jacket. Shortstop up at the plate to the right. It's foul. Jerry Moses has room. It is ball one. Dick Bosman is the right-hander working. There's a drive to center, base hit. Ed Stroud tosses it in, and Yastrzemski as White Sox come in Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. The Twins in Kansas City will also be coming in this homestand. Reggie Smith singled to center to get on first base. Now it's 3-2 with one out on Yastrzemski. He's going. Yastrzemski strikes out. The throw to second is waiting, and the Red Sox are out. Yeah. Aurelio Rodriguez. There's a drive to left center field. That's going to be in there. Bounding off the wall. Smith plays the hop. Rodriguez going for two. The throw. Out. And shortstop Louis Alvarado will be coming into the picture now to face Bosman. Alvarado batting .261 with 6 runs batted in and no homers. Petro still at first base. Bosman throws low, ball one. Eddie Popowski coaching at third, and Don Lenhart at first. Foul ball back. Great play. I went down for the count of 8. Oh, it came right in here and right past my head. Yes, I'm all right. Oh, just like old times. Ground ball toward left field. Brinkman has it. No, he can't get it. And it's a base hit. It was better to take a fall than a ball in the head. And it was that close. Huh? I'm fine. I just went over it backwards, that's all. 2 men on now. On the base hit by Louis Alvarado. The batter is Jerry Moses. There's a drive to left in the corner. That may bring a run. Here comes Petrocelli. He'll score. The throw to third not in time, and Moses has a double. I must get George Scott to autograph this. Tony started after it and then checked up. Fly ball to left field. It's going. It is out of here. Tie ball game. There's a drive towards center field, and it gets through there. The second baseman, Cullen, playing over toward the bag, was able to get a glove on it. Fellow. Len Casanova, a good glove man with a very strong arm. Jerry Moses ahead of the pitcher now, 2-1. Alvarado is on first. There's a drive toward left center. If it drops in there, Louis could come all the way. He loses his helmet. Coming around, the throw to the plate. He scores, standing up. And it's another two-base hit for Jerry Moses. The one-strike pitch. There is a base hit to center field by Reichart, and Howard stops at second. Rodriguez has reached twice. He singled in the second after stealing second base. Aurelio Rodriguez up there with 2 men on and 2 men out. Bill Lee pitching. Ground ball into left field. Howard makes the turn. He's coming home, and he makes it. Frank Howard was given the green light by 25 points in his batting average in the last several games. There's another long one. Is it fair? It could be. It is. Out of here. Apparently, that's all Williams wants of Bosman today. There's a drive toward center, and it's through. And so he definitely wants Nelson now. And the umpire gives the indication up to the press box to announce. He drove in the first 2 Boston runs. Canigliaro and Yastrzemski accounted for the others. Runner on first, 2 down. There goes the runner. Hit and run, drive to right, and it's a base hit. Cullen goes for third, and Brinkman singles into right field. So the tying run is now at third base on. Ground ball, throw to second, force play. Nice play by Petrocelli. He had trouble getting that ball out of his glove, but he managed to get it in time over to Andrews for the force on Brinkman. So Lee pitches out of trouble. Going into the last half of the 6th inning, the Red Sox hold a 4-3 lead. And waiting on deck with a pair of doubles to his credit in this ball game is Jerry Moses. 2 runs batted in. Scott at first. He's going. It's a called strike. The throw is in there on a nice tag made by second baseman Tim Cullen. Howard at one time was property of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ground ball to shortstop and through. Despite the shift, Howard gets a base hit, a single into left field. Alvarado was shaded toward third base. And again, there's action in the bullpen. Looks like Lee staying again from here. It is, and Charlie Wagner is going out, and there goes the there's a drive in the air toward center field. Billy C coming on. He has to play it safely. The ball dropped in front of him for a broken bat single by Reichart. So we have 2 men on. Staying with the jacket on first. Andrews waiting. Takes inside. The throw to first. They've got him. He's out. Pickoff. Stang is caught by the second baseman Tim Cullen. From French to Cullen. That went into the grandstand. The count on Yaz now is 2 strikes. There goes the runner, and it's a pop up to the left side. Shortstop Ed Brinkman. Third baseman there. And it's the third baseman, Rodriguez. The Red Sox take the field. The Senators to the dugout. Now the count is 1-1. 16 players have appeared on the field for Ted Williams thus far. Canigliaro hits a long drive to left. If it stays fair, it is gone. Home run. The argument is on. There go the Senators out toward the umpire at third base. Ted Williams is going to walk out there too. It's a home run. All of the shouting will do no good. Canigliaro hit his second. One of the players is the loudest of all, and Ted Williams is to the left of one of the umpires there. Nobody out in the Red Sox eighth. Horatio Pena, the fourth pitcher for the Senators, delivers. There's a drive toward Frank Howard, and he was playing it, but it's too late. He was playing in the right position, but Pena was asleep on the mound and couldn't get over, despite the fine backhand stop by Frank Howard. It's a base hit. The Red Sox 5 runs, 9 hits. The Senators 3 runs, 11 hits. Casanova, French, and here is Roseboro batting against Lee Stang. The Red Sox lead by 2 runs on the strength of homers by Yastrzemski and Canigliaro. For Tony, it was his second of the game. Roseboro batting .239. Leading off in the ninth. Ground ball toward Andrews. Waits for the short hop and throws the runner out. Howard walked once and scored the third Washington run. Lee Stang in relief of Bill Lee. Big Frank Howard waiting for the first pitch. And he tried to fool the ballpark and missed it. That would have fooled the ballpark and probably the league. Lyle and Romo. Just in case. There's a drive in the air, deep to right center. Tony Canigliaro takes it. 2 down. Boston 5, Washington 3. There's a drive in the air toward right field. Could be over. There's the ball game. Canigliaro with 2 home runs. The final put out. Lee Stang is congratulated by Rico Petrocelli. There's the coaching staff. And the final score is Red Sox 5, Washington 3. We'll have the wrap-up in a moment.